So I was asked today about ransomware encrypted JPEGs. They have a XLS extension, which I'm not familiar with. And so I don't know if if they can be repaired or not. If they can be repaired or not depends on the fact if the entire file has been encrypted or that only portions of the data have been encrypted. What I then used to do is open the file in a hex editor, and because I know a thing or two about JPEG, I know what JPEG data is supposed to look like, so then I can try to determine if the entire file is encrypted or that just a portion of the file is encrypted. And for that I'll do a little search. And then I here have a portion of the file that's not encrypted. So this means that we should be able to partially get the file to decode. And by decoding, I do not mean decrypting, I mean JPEG decoding. So this is all JPEG data. Let me double check this. Yeah, this is all JPEG data. So not the entire file has been encrypted. Let's check here. And here we clearly are dealing with non-JPEG data. And since the file has been attacked by ransomware, we can assume this non-JPEG data, because it could be zip data or MP4 data or whatever. But since we're dealing with encryption, I'm going to assume that this is encrypted data. Okay. Now we can try to roughly estimate which portion of the file has been encrypted by going to our first search thingy again. And this also seems to be JPEG data. So could it not? This is not JPEG data. No. So I'm going back to search for FF00 again. So this could be JPEG data. I'm going to check if that. Yeah, I think so. From this point on, we have JPEG data. Let's copy this offset. And now let's see if we can maybe get to decode this. For decoding, I'm just using a pretty much random JPEG. It may not be perfect, but I should be able to see if we can get some JPEG data out of this file. So we're here. I'm going to the batch mode, and I'm going to the folder. And I'm going to open the file. I'm going to tell it to append a header, and I'm going to paste in this number that we found where we guessed, okay, this is where the JPEG data is starting. Now it will ask me for the reference file. This is the randomly, I have a folder with here with test batch. I've got all files, all kinds of files in there. So I just picked the JPEG from there. And I'm gonna say repair this. We see entropy looking pretty JPEG-like. And now the program is a tad slow because it's going through this encrypted data. And I'm gonna enlarge it. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. And this is all encrypted data. So we were not far enough inside the file, because if we would have picked the right spot where the boundary was between encrypted data and the JPEG data, we would not have seen this. This is encrypted data. It doesn't look like JPEG. This could be JPEG. We can see if we can. The pattern is caused by the header we used having not the proper resolution. So we can see if we may be able to figure out this resolution. This is trial and error. Although if you've done this a couple of times, you can see if you're going in the right direction or not. I think I'm going in the right direction. See? We're getting closer. And we can clearly see JPEG data. It looks like shit, but it's clearly JPEG data. And now I think we even have the right resolution. Okay, so clearly we didn't cut enough JPEG data, but we can see there is JPEG data inside this file, which is nice. And we have a resolution of 6016. Now, let's go back here and search. This is JPEG data. But we see so much corrupt data here, so this may be a little portion. Here we go back into corrupt encrypted data again. So now let's search for FF00. Okay, and are we in the clear now? So let's search for FF and byte pairs that are not F00. And we have a byte pair that's not FF00, so we're clearly not in the clear yet. We're not there yet. I'll search for FF00 again. I'll search again. And now I'm going to, I mean, we're 10% inside the file, and this obviously is more than 10%, so okay. Okay. Now let's find the first occurrence of FF00 again here. Now we can try copy offset. We'll just try again. And now we know the resolution. The XLS file. We append the header. We're going to paste in our new font value. Okay. The reference file. Prepare. Okay, we're still not quite there. So I'll let it do its thing. I'm gonna find if I can. It's also possible that the ransomware encrypted bands of data. Well, here is some JPEG data. It's a pity you cannot do a negative search, because then I could search backwards and say, okay, give me the first FF something something byte combination that is not FF00. And another thing we can do is we can just go to the resolution we found, 6016. And tell it okay. And so we see now two things. There's encrypted data at the start of the file, and there's encrypted data at the end of the file. But okay, that doesn't matter. What I wanted to show you is we can start guessing. Okay, so now almost we have the we're rid of the entire encrypted data. It's too much. It's 5. And that's not enough. So we have two problems. 2, 4. 2, 6. Almost there. Yeah, now it's getting really nasty bit again. Let's just get rid of it right away. I'm gonna cut off the tail portion of the encrypted data. like so. And then we also need to cut a bit more of the started file. Almost. Yeah. Something like that. Then a few more of them. Yeah, save. Now, what is not right is the header we have, and then I mean the parameters that the JPEG decoder uses to decode the image file. But now, since we know the resolution, so then what I did, because I've been I'm doing this longer than today. So what I then do is go to a website like DP Review, and then my reasoning is very simple. The most common camera is a Canon camera, and then I just basically and most Canon cameras use the same JPEG header. So then I'll just try to find and identify a Canon camera that produces photos of this resolution. So then I find that this is a Canon EF. No, what is it? The Canon EOS M200. I don't know it. I don't have any real in-depth knowledge about cameras. But what I do then is get the original file, and I'm going to save this to our folder. This is it. And then so I can recognize it, I'll just call it sample. And then I'm gonna open the image again. This one. And this time I'm going to decode it with the sample header. And because the sample expects a resolution of 6 times 4000, we get another tail of encrypted data because I didn't just cut it off yet. I just modified the header so it doesn't display. 616 we said, which looks better. And then we're gonna get rid of this. One more. And then the other thing is, it's not properly aligned. I mean, this is supposed to be over here. This banded photo should be over here. So now I can do two things. I can insert some bogus data here, so everything shifts towards the right. I'll show you. Oh, I'm doing it the wrong way. I think I'm gonna cut off some data. Like so. Okay, it still doesn't look right. I know this because the component that I use to display the JPEG has not been asked to reinterpret our new header with these dimensions. So it looks odd. Those people look wide and short, but we'll get to that. So now the people look normal, not wide and short any longer. And then to fine tune things, I'll go here and I'll remove an MCU. So now everything is where it is supposed to be. And now we can, if you would not like the color or the brightness or the but I'm gonna leave it as is. Okay. So basically what we now did is cut the non-encrypted JPEG data out of this XLS file, and then once we found the header that can correctly decode this, we can produce a picture of what's left of the original file, because we lose data. There's no way around that, unless you know a way to decrypt that data, but I don't. This is what you can do with such files, and I know I've made videos about stop DJVU ransomware. I also did some other ransomwares. So in case JPEGs are encrypted by some kind of ransomware, it's always worth it to see if the entire file was encrypted, or just a portion of it. And if it's just a portion of it, then you may be able to recover some of its data. Okay, case solved.